Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys this fake out live stream premiere pre-recorded video, but you could still kind of talk type thing. We do these once in a while when we're in weird situations like being in Miami, as you can see from this super blown out window to my right. Might look like your left, but it's really my right. But guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I see you guys in chat. Well, I don't really, but I could bet Crypto Billy, Crypto Anon, Dave Digital in the house. We got Creighton C chilling in here, and Jessica, who is at the Bitcoin Miami conference. I heard some people today at the conference saying they saw you, letting me know, but we couldn't find you. Jessica, we got to run into you. Yeah, hit me up on Discord. Hit me up on Discord if you're at the conference. We'll try to find you, meet up with you. We're loaded up with some merch. We'll try to give you some free merch. But yeah, guys, just going to do a quick little market update here. As to be 100% honest with you guys, Bitcoin is absolutely boring right now. You know, being in Miami, having a bunch of things to do, and the fact that Bitcoin is basically just sitting in the same exact spot that it was at yesterday, I'm just going to give you guys this quick market update. Probably going to be about 20 to 30 minutes, but I figured I'd make it this live premiere so you guys can chat and still kind of feel like you're live. But shout out to Evan Aldo, guys. We were hanging out with Evan Aldo today. We hung out with Lifer a little bit today at the conference. Super, super cool. We also ran into Brett Cooper and some other female content creator kind of in the same niche. It was pretty cool. Brett Cooper was super, super, super nice. If you guys don't know who she is, she's the girl on TikTok and YouTube that looks exactly like Ben Shapiro. It's actually really eerie. She works with Ben Shapiro, but they're not related apparently. I don't know, but super cool person. Having a blast at the conference, guys. Like I said, don't forget to follow my Instagram. I'm going to be starting to post not just on this trip, but from now on, I'm going to start posting more lifestyle type stuff on that to give you guys a look behind the candle. No, just to get a look into my life and just kind of, you know, more personal stuff, just not as much TA related stuff. We will still be posting that stuff on socials, but I do want to kind of give you guys a little bit more of a look into my life. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe. Go ahead and follow my Instagram. It's Frankie_candles. Please be careful. All of the scammers are out there and they are trying to get you. I will never ask you for money. I might, you know, I might answer your DM, but I will never ask you for money. I will never DM you first. So please be careful out there. The scammers are absolutely prolific. So guys, again, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys. And we only got about 30 minutes today to smash that like button. So click it super fast. But just make sure when you click it, the last time you click it, make sure it's lit up. But guys, thank you all for tuning in. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into chat, say what's going on to the chat, and then we'll get on into the charts. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. What's going on, Dave Digital? I'm just kidding, guys. I can't see chat. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. And like I said, guys, Bitcoin is absolutely boring us to sleep right now. So I just kind of want to go over kind of the general situation we're in right now. And I want to show you guys an interesting level that we're bearishly retesting right now, which kind of makes me want to lean a little bit bearish. I will say, guys, right now things are very up in the air. You know, things are kind of unclear. I do have somewhat of a bearish leaning bias, but there are some other things that make me think we can come up. So I kind of hate days like this because I like to give you guys an actual direction that I'm leaning in. So for the sake of actually giving you direction, I will say I am leaning a little bit bearish, but I'm being cautiously bearish. But I'm going to show you kind of those things that are making me lean bearish. We'll take a look at some key levels, and then I actually want to touch on Ethereum really, really quickly and show you guys some key levels on Ethereum that we must get back above if we want to see more upside for Ethereum, and or more likely, you know, or more accurately, what I should say is if we don't want to see more downside, we got to get back above this key level, and I want to give you guys that today on the stream. Still trying to kick this cough, guys. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on. I'm going to start off on a clean chart here real quick, guys. I'm going to come up to the higher time frames, right? Coming up to the weekly. Now, we have put in a lower low on the weekly. We got a high, a low, a lower high, and now we kind of have a lower low, kind of not really fully developed there. But, you know, this is kind of making me feel a little bit bearish, right? If we come down to the daily, you can kind of see it a little better. We got this kind of lower low here. Now, don't forget, guys, this head and shoulders that we have all been looking at for quite some time. Kind of stopped talking about this, but I want to bring it back up in a second. But first, let's go ahead back up to the weekly, and I do want to take a look here. Now, our weekly VWAP is still kind of coming out here, guys. Not really the best last look. Now, I do expect this to potentially give us a little bit more insight in about 2 days and 2 hours. But we also have our money flow back in the red. Not as good of a sign, as this, money flow crossover into the green was once looking, right? This looked really good at some point, but now we are all the way back in the red on our regular candles. We are also getting harshly rejected at that zero line with our money flow on the weekly, which again is not that great of a sign, guys. And if you come up to the 2-week, you can also see our VWAP is getting eerily close to that zero line, looking for a red dot on the 2-week time frame. Not really looking that good, right? Once we print that 2-week red dot, if we come back, let me see. Is this the Bitstamp chart? Let me see something here. Yes, we are on the Bitstamp chart. I kind of want to see in 2017 or 2019, when we had this little fake out bull rally, you can see when we printed that 2-week red dot, that was basically the start of that big pull to the downside. And yeah, that, no guarantee that that is exactly what's going to happen. But, that is, was the mark of that big pullback before our parabolic bull run. Could we wind up seeing something very similar? And we also have the money flow crossing over into the red here on the 2-week as well. So that may be something to watch as well, right? Now, also, a really, really important level that we have to be watching, guys, is obviously going to be that 200-week moving average. Now, we go to the weekly chart here. Let me just change the parameters here. 200. And, this is a level that, I am watching very, very closely as we are almost coming down to test it once again. We tested it with this candle, and now we are getting very close to testing it right now. So this is going to be kind of, the key level that we got to watch here to remain bullish on Bitcoin in the short term. Once we come down and test this, if we wind up losing this 200-day moving average, 200-week moving average, if we wind up losing this and getting stuck underneath it, we are, again, in a bearish situation, right? And, that is kind of where I would be expecting more downside. This is in correlation with a lot of the local levels that we're watching. As you guys know, this is, again, we are looking at some value area lows, some fib levels that do come in very close to this 200-week moving average. So on the higher time frames, that 200-week moving average is kind of that level you could watch to remain bullish in the medium term, right? Once we break that is going to be a very, very bearish look. And in which case, if we do get that, that may be where we get that breakdown and play out of that head and shoulders, which again, I told you I want to bring back up again. But first, let's continue through these time frames, right? Go ahead and hide that TA one more time. 6-day money flow is kind of coming out, but not really. Kind of coming up, kind of indecisive there. VWAP starting to roll back to the upside. 5-day is, nothing really to take away from there. Your money flow is coming out. That is not the best look. 4-day, 4-day is kind of coming up there as well. Kind of just flat with the money flow, but your VWAP is coming up for sure. 3-day, flat money flow, VWAP coming up. So, as I was saying, earlier today to the premium Discord, I do lean a bit bearish here. And again, I'm going to show you the reason why, other than the stuff I just showed you. Again, on top of that, money flow coming out on your 2-day here pretty aggressively. But kind of the thing that is making me cautious, right? I don't know if we're going to break down right this second, because the reason being is, we do have the 3-day VWAP. Now, this does have plenty of time to get rejected at the zero line and come deeper. But your 2-day VWAP is getting very close to that zero line, which could give you a decent bounce. But then you come on over, even on the 4-hour, you can see we are getting rejected at the zero line, but you are creeping up towards that, for that crossover into, not into the green, but a crossover crossover that zero line to print that green dot, right? So if we do wind up printing that green dot, that could give us some short-term upside, right? We are printing a green dot right now on the 2-hour. That could also easily give us a bit of upside. Your 3-hour is also, your 3-hour is printing a red dot. So you guys can kind of start to see these mixed signals here. 1 hour, to be 100% honest, the 1 hour doesn't really look bad at all, right? Because we have the money flow coming up. You have a nice little trigger wave here with your money flow curving at, up with your VWAP here. If we get that money flow crossover on the 1 hour, we might be able to get a little bit of a move to the upside, especially if we can accompany that. You can see on your 16-hour, your VWAP is curving to the upside with your 12-hour as well, right? So if these VWAPs continue back up and we get a money flow crossover into the green on the 1 hour, that might give us a move to the upside. However, with the way the daily's looking right now, guys, as we looked on the live stream last night, like I said, not much has really changed. We were printing a red dot here earlier today, which was making me feel a bit more bearish. However, you can see here, even though we have unprinted that red dot, I believe, we are not printing it anymore, but that is likely going to get printed very soon again. And with the money flow, I mean, potentially in about an hour and 51 minutes. But once we print that red dot, if we have the money flow crossing back over into the red here, that could be a potentially very bearish sign for Bitcoin, right? Especially with the 2-week red dot looking to print, with the money flow coming out on the weekly, 2-day money flow, again, looking very bearish. This is some of the things that are making me lean a little bit more bearish, expecting a little bit more of a move to the downside. And by a move to the downside, I mean, a move to the downside before, or rather than getting another big leg up here, right? Because at one point we were looking at these targets higher to about 33K, but it is looking with some of these higher time frames like the 2-day, the daily, the 2-week, some of these things popping up could indicate that is going to be more likely that we get a move to the downside rather than getting that next leg to the upside. So this is something I'm watching very, very closely. Again, some of these short-term things, short-term time frames do indicate a short-term move up. And then, if we get some crazy volatility and it comes up a lot, maybe things change and then we can flip a little bit more bullish. But as of right now, guys, in the medium to longer term, or I want to say medium term, not necessarily long term, but medium term, I would have to lean a little bit more bearish due to the things that I just showed you. And on top of that, to add insult to injury, guys, I do want to take a look at the higher time frames, coming on over to the daily here, taking a look at that head and shoulders. Now, as you guys know, let me go ahead and I don't think I have much on here. Let me just go ahead and clear this. As we look at this head and shoulders here, guys, you guys know this. We've been looking at this for quite some time. You got this left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then obviously this is your neckline. And this is kind of the level I wanted to talk to you guys about because as you can see, levels remain the same as the last stream that we had yesterday. This value area low is going to be a key level to hold, right? And if we can hold on top of this level, we could expect a potential move back up to the POC due to the laws of the volume profile, right? Now, the reason why I am kind of, although the fact that we are holding above this value area low would be technically a bullish sign, the reason I am being very cautious, guys, is because if you go ahead and, let me see if we can get, there you go, right? Let me go ahead. You guys can see here, right? You have your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder, and then your neckline right about here. If we take our trend line and we draw a neckline right along, the neckline, you can see, guys, typically how you would trade a head and shoulders is you would wait for the breakdown, right? Or how I would personally trade a head and shoulders. Granted, I don't typically trade patterns. I want to be very clear about that. I look at the patterns, right? I'm obviously looking at this head and shoulders, but I am not trading just based off of this head and shoulders, right? I am also looking at many other things to make my trading decisions, but, what I would do is wait for a breakdown and then wait for a bearish retest of the neckline, which, as you guys can see, we haven't really looked at this yet. We are actually bearishly retesting the neckline almost perfectly. And you can see we got a beautiful, beautiful rejection with these, even candle closes right here on the daily, giving us this daily level of resistance. But basically all that shows is we obviously could not get above that level, right? This is actually how I find my daily levels of support and resistance, because obviously we tried to push into this level, pushed above it, couldn't close above it, and then this candle obviously wound up reversing us to the downside. So we got a pretty decent rejection right off of that neckline. So that is kind of making me feel adding to a little bit of my bearish outlook is the fact that we are bearishly retesting. And again, how I would trade this is I would be looking for entries into that short on the bearish retest of that neckline, right? So I might be looking at something like this, looking to potentially target the lows, not the lows, but target the technical target here at about $23,000. As you guys know, we have been looking at this, at these levels for quite some time. We have a POC right here. If you pull this whole range of volume, if I go ahead and unextend this volume profile, you can also see that our point of control of this previous area of consolidation does come right in at $23,000 as well. And our little trading view head and shoulders tool is giving us the technical target breakdown to about 23K. And then if you wanted to kind of do it yourself, basically you would pull from the high of the head and shoulders to the neckline, and then you would kind of drag your drag to the area of the breakdown. And that is your target, which obviously comes very close to the levels that we were just talking about, right? So, whew, I was real scared, guys. I just double-checked my mic to see if I was muted. I thought I was doing this whole video muted. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, God. Thank God, CandleMafia. My heart just fell into my stomach. I thought I just wasted all this time talking to nobody. Well, hey, CandleMafia, I know you guys are out there in chat. Let me get a bing bong in chat for not, again, let me get a bing bong in chat for not doing this whole video muted. That's why I need you guys in chat to let me know when I'm muted, because you guys know the technical difficulties, especially when we're traveling, they do try to take out Frankie Candles pretty often here. So, but you could see that's kind of how I would trade this, right? This being obviously the final technical target. And I'll spit a little sauce, guys. This might be a pre-recorded live stream, but I'm still spitting the sauce, right? Basically, what I would be looking at, right? This would be your final target, but I would also be looking at the value area high of the previous range as a decent level to potentially take some profits at. I would also be looking at these highs to take some profit at as well. This is obviously going to be dependent on your personal risk tolerance, your strategy, kind of how you trade yourself personally. But obviously, I wouldn't just be holding this, and then if it didn't hit my target down here, I would obviously be taking profit along the way, right? So I always have a few TPs along the way, but the final target being the full measured move of this head and shoulders, and the fact that, looking back at this now, this does look like a pretty beautiful bearish retest. Bing bong, that does look like this is where I would have been looking for entries, and it does look like if we are going to break down in hindsight, if we come back, we're going to look again, if it does wind up breaking down, we're going to be like, duh. We broke down, barely retested the neckline. It was a textbook head and shoulders. But I do want to be very transparent, guys. I don't trade patterns alone because just because we have that, the head and shoulders, does not mean that it's 100% going to play out like a head and shoulders. That's the problem I have with patterns is you have to understand that, everybody's looking at patterns. Everybody's looking at trend lines, and everyone's got a slightly different trend line. And to me, I would rather be looking at things like, price action, market structure. And again, I don't want to discredit the patterns, guys, because they do work. A lot of them have, they win more than 50% of the time. So I don't want to make you guys think that I don't pay attention to them at all, because I do. But just because we're getting this, this is like a perfect setup for this head and shoulders to break down. But just understand there's no guarantee that it breaks down, right? It's not just going to magically listen to your pattern, all the time, right? So, I would want to be, I'm looking at this head and shoulders, in a company, or I don't know if that's the right word, but like in agreement with things like, price action, market structure, market cipher B, right? Lux algo, order flow. I'm looking at a lot of other things, but just taking the head and shoulders into consideration. And as far as head and shoulders goes, this looks like a beautiful bearish retest. And if it's going to play out like a head and shoulders, this is basically what we would expect to come in over the next, I would say the next couple weeks. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys that because it is like a perfect bearish retest of that neckline. But other than that, guys, we are holding above this value area low. So again, a little bit of a mixed signal. So for me personally, guys, what I am doing is I am kind of sitting on my hands in my short positions. As you guys know, I am in a couple of shorts from much higher up. So I am going to be holding on to those shorts, basically just waiting for this to either break down or stop me out of my shorts in profit. Right? And then if we get the breakdown, my shorts will pay out. I would really, really, really like to see what this 4-hour green dot does for us, because if this green dot winds up printing, if this 4-hour green dot does not give us a big move up, it is going to be, in my opinion, a lot more likely that daily red dot will break us free or break us down from this range, giving us a bigger move to the downside. Now, if we do get a move to the downside, guys, I will be giving you some key levels. Well, I guess I shouldn't say I will be. I am giving you the key levels right now. But let me go ahead and pull up the visible range of volume profile real quick. Now, again, as you guys know, again, nothing has really happened since, 10 days ago, right? We just kind of came down and we're just kind of bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, right? Very, very boring. So, levels basically remain the same. You guys know we do have that 786. Pull it from the low to the high. We do have this 786 right here, which is going to remain a key level, coming in at about $26,200. Once we start losing that 786, I am going to be thinking that it is going to be more likely that we wind up breaking down closer to that $25,000 level. $25,300 is going to be the start of major support that I will be looking at. And then coming down closer to about $24,850. I would also be watching that level for some support as well. I'll actually draw that as a little bit of a box. So there we go. I'll turn it blue. Whoops. Go ahead and turn it blue. So that's basically the next little target. You guys can screenshot those levels. But that is going to be the next target. If we do get this head and shoulders to break down, I will be looking for more swing longs. I don't mean more swing longs as in additional swing longs. I mean more swing longs than, I'll be looking for more swing than scalp longs at this level, right? So I will be looking for some bigger long positions at this level. Obviously, assessing the situation when we get down there. Things still look bearish. I will expect to come down and test the value area high of this previous range of area of consolidation or value area that we have back here. Value area coming in at $24,255. So that is going to be a very, very key level, because if we break below that, and we cannot get back above that value area high, guys. Again, just looking at the volume profiles, we would expect that once we break this value area high, we are going to get accepted back into this area of balance, or just into this range. And the next likely stop is going to be the point of control of that range, which is coming in at about $23,000, which coincidentally winds up being the exact technical target of this head and shoulders. So that's basically how I'm feeling about Bitcoins. Bitcoins. I meant to say Bitcoin, guys. That's how I'm feeling about Bitcoin, guys. And you know what? Screw it. That's how I'm feeling about Bitcoins today. But I don't even want to overcomplicate it too much, again, because not much has happened, guys. So that is basically how I am feeling and what I would potentially be expecting if we do get that breakdown. Again, for a move to the upside and an invalidation of this bearish case, I will be looking at that 4-hour green dot. If that gives us a significant move up, the next major target to the upside for me over the weekend, obviously it's Friday. I don't typically stream on Saturday or Sunday. So if we do wind up getting a crazy move out of nowhere to the upside, really the biggest level of resistance, guys, for me that I will be looking at is going to be right here at $28,065, which is the point of control of our range. It is also a very important local golden pocket. If you pull from this high to the low, from this little high right here to the low, you do have a golden pocket confluence there as well. So that is going to be the next major level of resistance that I will be looking at if we do get some kind of crazy unexpected move to the upside. So guys, before I let you go, I do want to pull up Ethereum really, really quickly here, because we are in a very, very, very similar situation here with Ethereum. Now, we're kind of... Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick, right? So we have our head and shoulders on Ethereum as well. Let me go ahead. I don't think, let me see if, yeah, there we go, right? So same exact, very, very similar setup here on Ethereum. And you can see you have your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder, right? And not only your neckline of this head and shoulders does line up almost perfectly with this value area high, again, of the previous range from back here, guys. And what happened, right? Almost a textbook head and shoulders here, right? Now, again, we didn't really break down from this head and shoulders like I would have liked to see. But really I would kind of identify this as some kind of like a wonky head and shoulders, right? Now, if I go ahead and hide this one, I would kind of be looking at this at, I would just kind of be looking at this as a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, kind of more like that, making your neckline in the same exact spot as the one that TradingView is giving you right here, again, in confluence with that value area high. This is Ethereum we're looking at, everybody. Now, not only, guys, are we below this value area high, but we have bearishly retested this level many times and are currently coming up to bearishly retest it once again. And again, now, if we weren't looking at the head and shoulders, right? Let's go ahead and hide the head and shoulders, right? If we weren't looking at the head and shoulders, basically, we would be looking to get we'd be looking for the inability to get back above this area of resistance or this level of resistance. And if we couldn't get back above it, that's where we're expecting a move back down to the value area low, which coming in at about $1,736. This was a very similar thing that we were looking at back here, saying if we break down here and can't get back above, we're expecting a move down to the value area low. We got it the next day almost perfectly to the dollar. So basically just looking for the same thing. But again, to add insult to injury here, or to add a point for the bears, I will say, guys, this would technically be a bearish retest of the neckline of the Head and Shoulders as well. And you can see we've already come up and tested that neckline many times and could not get back above. So are we going to see a rejection off of that neckline / value area low? Well, I can't give you a 100% answer if that's going to happen or if we're going to break above this level. But what I can tell you is that this level of resistance is extremely, extremely important. And it's going to be one of the major things I'm looking at, guys, to get a move above this. If we can get above this level, it would make me feel a lot better about Ethereum coming back to the upside. But if we cannot get above this level, especially with the Head and Shoulders and value area high confluence, if we cannot get back above here, I would expect a quick move down. Now, I wouldn't say like a super quick move, but something similar to this where we got a pretty quick move down to our value area low. And the technical target for Ethereum's Head and Shoulders, I will just pull it from the high to the neckline. Bring it to our breakout. You can see it gives us almost the same target as TradingView, bringing us down to this high volume node coming in at 1550, which has been an extremely important level of support time and time again as we do these live stream, guys. We look at this 1550. We've looked at this 1550 level in the past. It's been very, very, very important many times, right? So if we do get that move all the way back down, if this is going to play out in the most bearish scenario, I would expect the major target to be about 1550. But again, if we do get a move, I will look, right? I will be watching this very closely as we have a pretty savage trigger wave here on our 10-hour. If this gives us a move to the upside, now money flow is not really looking that great on the 10-hour, but we also have this green dot, nice little trigger wave on the 6-hour, but we are starting to reject here. So this is kind of the key level right here at 1830. If we can get back above 1830, I'd feel a little bit better about this bearish retest. But if we start rejecting here, guys, things might get a little bit ugly for Ethereum again, bringing us down to that $1,736 level. But again, if it wasn't confusing enough, we are currently, getting a VWAP flip on the daily, which could potentially give us a move up. So I will be looking at this daily green dot, seeing if it can push us above this key level of resistance. If it can, I will feel a lot better about Ethereum. But if we wind up unprinting this green dot, or we wind up just getting another VWAP flop right after this VWAP flip, I will be expecting that Head and Shoulders to at least bring us down first to that 1730 level before potentially bringing us down a bit further. And you do actually have a little confluence here between your 200-day moving average and this level of support down at 1550, right? So maybe we come back down, test the moving average again, and then we can continue up. But guys, I think that is all the time I got for tonight's live stream or fake out premiere weirdo live stream thing. But guys, don't forget, we also stopped by the BingX booth, guys. BingX is here, and I went there, and we are shooting a vlog, guys. I think you guys are gonna like the vlog. It's pretty funny. But I will, we stopped by the BingX booth. They gave us a little like stuffed animal thing. It was pretty funny. We did a whole bit about it. I think you guys are going to think it's funny when that vlog winds up coming out. But shout out to BingX. And speaking of BingX, guys, hit the link in the description down below. We are doing a BingX community CandleMafia trading competition, not trading community, trading competition. And it will start on Monday. So if you guys want to sign up, go hit that description, click on that BingX link, sign up for the competition. I think there's only a couple days left to sign up. I think Tony gave some more details in that in chat yesterday about it. But if you go to the link, there's a countdown of when the registration stops or whatever. So go sign up for that link and or sign up for the competition. It's going to be a blast. We got a bunch of stuff to do, so I am going to hop off. Again, Bitcoin just lulling me to sleep at least. But hey, perfect time to be at a confluence. Perfect time to be at the Bitcoin Confluence, the Bitcoin Conference, hanging out with all the creators and meeting the fans. It's super, super cool. So we're having a blast, guys. Pray for Bitcoin to do something, at least give us a break to the upside or the downside, but be careful really looking at the daily for the bearish case on Bitcoin. So watch that daily, see if we can print the red dot in about an hour. And with all that being said, Candle Mafia, smash that like button. We are counting the likes and we will add them to the wheel when we get back to the studio, and we will spin the wheel probably like 700 times, but we will spin them. So smash the like button on the way out, guys. That's all I got. Follow me on Instagram. I'm probably about to post a bunch on that tonight. So with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's fake out premiere live stream. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Crypto Anon, D Petty Crypto Chemistry Bro, Captain Kirk, D Petty Crypto, all the mods in chat, Dave Digital, Creighton C, Oh, Thesis himself is in the chat. Dude, what are you doing here, bro? You see a yellow X? I'm just kidding, guys. I can't see chat. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you on Monday. Same place. Well, not a different place. Same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. Shout out to my boy DZ. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we